I'm alone right now, and both of my cats are staring at me like, who are you talking to? Are you talking to us? We don't really want to talk right now, but we'll talk to you. It is Sunday morning, and as per usual, Sunday is my day of writing, and I'm really looking forward to today. My friend Fatuma is coming over, and we are hopefully going to get a lot of work done. I'm probably going to start a little bit earlier today because I'm really looking forward to the work that I'm going to do today. But to back it up a little bit, we went on a beautiful long walk this morning, and it is misty and rainy, and the leaves are starting to change, and I just absolutely loved every minute of it. We drank some homemade pumpkin spice lattes. Tom made us some pumpkin spice lattes today, and they are delicious, if I do say so. So today I really am just gonna spend the day writing. I am going to work on the second half of my story. So the war starts. My story surrounds a war. It's essentially a fantastical retelling of the First World War. So the war really starts and my characters are thrown into it, and it's a lot of fun to write and a lot of fun to read. So I'm gonna work a little bit on that today. You're actually probably, oh, hold on, pause for scratching. Their scratching post is right here. You'll probably see a little bit of what I do to brainstorm, because my plot essentially follows two characters, and the first character doesn't go to war. She stays home, and I really struggled in my last draft with what she does basically and what her storyline is, and I still need to kind of figure that out. So I'm going to draft out a couple scene ideas and kind of follow her arc and brainstorm her arc a little bit during this specific part of the story. So I'll probably do that. I can go into a little bit more detail over my drafting process when I start the second book in the series, which hopefully will be either by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I'm going to be drafting out the second book in its entirety, much like I did this book. I really like to know where the story is going. I'm a very linear writer. I write in order of the sequence of events, and if something isn't working at the beginning, I go back and I have to fix it before I keep going. Sometimes, if it's like a major plot point, I have to. If it is like the color of a dress, I obviously don't go back and rework that. That would be insane and take way too much time. That's what I'm working on today. I'm gonna brainstorm some scene ideas. I'm gonna read some of my favorite scenes in the whole book. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love to work on a rainy day. There's nothing more calming and focus inducing than rain and fog and mist and a bunch of candles and a warm cup of coffee. So that's basically what I'm going to do today, and I thought that I would take you along and show you that process a little bit. But before I start, I am going to sit down and I'm going to read my Tolstoy pages. So something that I haven't talked about here that I'm currently doing is I'm currently in over halfway through. I was going to say in the middle, but I'm just over halfway through War and Peace. I have always wanted to read War and Peace. It has been a life goal of mine, and I picked it up a month ago, and I've just been reading it every single day. Every single morning for the past month or so, I've woken up and I've read around 22 to 30 pages. That's about how much you need to get it done in a month. And I'm so loving it. It's probably my favorite part of my morning routine. It's very meditative. Starting your book off reading, or starting your day off reading is just, I highly recommend it. It's the perfect meditation. And specifically this book, if you haven't read it, please don't be intimidated by the size. It is incredibly readable. The characters are wonderful. I find myself really in love with Tolstoy's philosophy of life and of war, and the way that he draws parallels between war and peace. It's just so good, and Pierre's probably one of my favorite characters of all time, and I absolutely love it, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's really not too daunting if you break it up into chunks. As for these are basically just quotes that I love and will probably return to when I'm needing some life wisdom. So I am going to read my 22 pages before I get to work. So that's what you're going to see me reading, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I cannot recommend Tolstoy enough. It's really not that daunting, I promise. So I think, without further ado, let's get the day started. We're going to write, we're going to read, we're going to brainstorm, we're going to be creative, but most importantly, we're going to be super, super cozy while we're doing it, and that's really the best part. I hope you're comfortable. I hope you're cozy. I hope you got a nice cozy drink. Let's get the day started. I'm very particular about my writing setup. I do believe that you can write anywhere, but I really, really love to have a candle burning. And I just got this candle from a shop in Toronto called Curiosa. It's from the Folklore Candle Company, and I love it. The title of it is The Storyteller, which I feel like is so perfect for writing. And the description says, sparks from fire and memory, rising wood smoke in the dark, charred cedar and glowing amber. And it is such a perfect description of my story. The magic in the world is very much elemental based, and the most powerful form of magic is fire magic currently as it stands in the world. And this candle just feels very, very prophetic, and I'm very, very happy. So I haven't burned it yet. I've been waiting for kind of a perfect writing day, and I really feel like today's the day. So without further ado, very happy. as you can see, this is my method. So when I was first drafting my story, this was completely filled. This wall was filled with scenes. Each paper indicates a scene, and it's either a scene that has been written or a scene that I want to write. And I keep it like this because I like to keep it in order of the way that they appear in the story. And if I change something around, if I add a scene, if I delete a scene, it's really, really easy for me just to like take it off and switch them around. And I do this because I want to keep track of basically what I've told the audience. I want to keep track of the character arcs. I just really want everything to be in one place. And so this is just a chunk of my story. It's not even half of the book. It's like probably a quarter, all in all, worth of scenes. And it's divided between two characters and their particular arcs during these moments. So this probably seems kind of complicated. It's really just a way for me to keep track of what I want to write and what I've already written. This really is just for me to reference when I need to, when I'm feeling confused, because staring at a screen with thousands of words on it is really not the same as looking at kind of a roadmap of the entire story. A lot happens in my story, especially in this chunk, and it's really, really easy to get lost, even as the writer. That's what I've done. Hopefully you can't read any of the spoilers. I might have to blur them out if you can. Yeah, we got a lot of work on this chunk of the story. I think there's a lot that I need to do, so let's get to it. Oh, thank you. Welcome to the crime scene.
You're willfully entered, which might be my first mistake.
Someone shaded us in the hallway before.
Somebody shaded you in the hallway?
Yeah, I could hear them. They like I was on this side, and they were like, what happened here? And then someone else was like, it's just Halloween decorations. And then the girl was like, already?
It's October.
Like, come on, lady. I wanted to open the door and be like, yeah, already.
That would be good. Boo. Yes, already.
Always listening. Someone is joining me. Hi friends. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Tuesday. I don't know what that was. It is Tuesday, which is crazy because I feel like Monday was like a week long and it's only Tuesday, but it's okay. I'm working from home today. I woke up early. I got through half of my Tolstoy pages. I really couldn't focus, so I went for a little walk and grabbed some coffee. Just before I settle down to do some work, I thought that I would check in and talk a little bit about what I've been thinking about. Sorry, we're rotating. Hey, buddy. I have felt so impatient lately when it comes to writing and when it comes to my book. For those of you that don't know, I am currently working on the third draft, which I consider to be the last draft before I get a professional to look at it. So whether that means I pitch it and I get an agent to look at it, or I go the route of self-publishing and I hire someone to look at it. For me, this really is it. This is the last time that I'm going to go through it just for me. I've had readers look at it, but they've been friends and they have been excellent. But as we all know, you shouldn't just have your friends look at your work. They tend to be a lot nicer than editors, so I'm going to have a professional look at it. So this is really the last time where it's just for me and it's just my work and it's safe and it's in my heart and it's not out for others to look at and judge. And while I'm very scared about that next step, I'm also incredibly impatient and I really want to have it done already. I really want it out in the world. I really want people to read it. I really want to be done with these scenes, not because I'm over them or I'm bored with them, but because I've looked at them so many times that I now fear that I'm blind to them a little bit. On my walk today to get coffee, I was listening to one of my favorite artists, which currently right now, only my friends watch these videos. So I have a feeling that they all know who I'm talking about, but if you don't know, I absolutely love Dermot Kennedy. He is one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite writers, and I was listening to some of his music, and his music is very heartfelt and very, you feel like he is talking to you through space and time, and his messages are always very relevant. And one of his messages throughout his work is doing things with heart and following your heart and your dreams. And that sounds really cheesy, but essentially doing things with heart. And I feel like in the thick of it, when I'm working on this book, when I'm wanting to be done, when I'm wanting to push to the end, I tend to lose that a little bit. I tend to lose the fact that I love this process and I love this story, and I've been working on this story for so long and I created it and it's mine, and I think that I will only have this time now. I hope that makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm reminding myself to savor this moment where it is just mine and it is no one else's, and I get to work on it and I get to take my time with it. And while I'm incredibly impatient with life and always have been, as soon as I make my mind up to do something, I want to do it. I want to get it done. This process and writing this book has taken years, and it was really challenged that. And so far I've been able to manage it. So far I've been able to say, look, it's going to take me a long time, but I'm going to do it. But I think now that I'm seeing the finish line, now that I'm at the end, I just want to snap my fingers and get there. And I know that while I'm reaching for that end, that finish line is very intangible. It is going to not be the end because a professional is going to look at it and they're going to have notes for me, probably more notes than my friends and my readers have had. So I will have to look at this again. That being said, I am gonna get to work on my regular job, and I am going to savor my lunch hour where I get to read my book and work on the scenes that I truly and deeply love and take my time with it. And however long it takes me to get to that finish line will be worth it in the end. But for now, it's just for me. Currently this week, I am reading about a quarter of my book, a chunk of my book that I haven't really given, not that I haven't given much attention to, but I wrote it, I had some readers look at it, and then that was it. I haven't reread it for myself, and I've changed a lot, and I really want to get a feeling for it again. So I am reading, essentially. I'm reading and I'm taking notes, which is such a glorious thing to do because it is not writing, it is not hard, it is just reading and taking notes. And poor future Megan is going to have to deal with those notes. So that's currently what I'm working on in my story. And tonight, I think I'm going to take you guys along. I am having a girls' night. I don't really like using the word girls' night, but I am having a best friend night. That's the better term, with my best friend Laurel. We are going to watch Normal People and eat a delicious dinner, so I'll probably film a little bit of that. But thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope it was coherent because I have a lot of thoughts and I have a lot of feelings about writing and about the process of writing. And they're all very complicated, and that is the beauty of it. She's a model. Hey, buddy.
For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us. If we just hold on tight, this vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. Seven years now on this boat.